Well, hello, my dear friends. Justin Smith here, coming to you all the way from North Georgia. We're getting ready to head as a family to Tennessee and wrapping up our winter and first part of the spring travels. It has been a blessing to travel together as a family in the work of the ministry. We have seen souls saved and churches encouraged through the Word. It's a short video today, but I just want to give you a little update considering a biblical principle by way of an application from our lives recently. It's from James chapter 4, verse 14 and 15. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away. For ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that. For those of you who follow our ministry, for those of you who have been to our website, aheartforrevival.com, we have a calendar page which gives you the area where we are headed next. And one of the verses that we have on there is what I just read to you. You don't know what's on the morrow. And we ought to be able to say, if the Lord wills, we'll do this or that. We believe in being prepared and we believe in being planned out. And with the given ministry that the Lord has allowed us, there's a lot that hangs on what is planned for the future. And we trust God for that. We appreciate every pastor who schedules us, camp director who schedules us. But sometimes plans change. And that's exactly what has happened this past weekend as we were supposed to be preaching at a church called Canaan Land Baptist Church in Resaca, Georgia, North Georgia area. But I came down with a stomach bug and had to make the hard call to say I am unable to stand and preach on that particular Sunday. Easter Sunday, of course, they understood and they appreciated me reaching out. But of course, we missed out on seeing this church and family. And it was going to be our first time with them. And we were really looking forward to it. But the things that we had planned changed. But it's okay, because we have this philosophy from the very beginning: if the Lord wills, we shall do this or that. To the other side of the preaching understanding, there have been 2 times now where we have had additions to the schedule as we have traveled. A couple Wednesdays ago, or actually last Wednesday, we were in Waco, Texas, and the pastor at Greater Waco Baptist Church was very gracious to allow us to preach that evening. And then as we're heading out today to Dyersburg, Tennessee, the pastor there reached out last night and said, would you like to preach? And of course, that was a very sweet offering that has been extended toward us. And as the Lord wills, we'll be able to do that this Wednesday night. And the Lord is just a great provider when it comes down to opportunities. But we don't hang everything on what's going to be on tomorrow. We want to live in the present. What does God have for us today? So I want you to think about it as I read that verse again. And I want you to ask yourself, am I living by this biblical principle, understanding that life is short? In verse 15 of what we read, ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that. When we have that philosophy, we're not going to be as emotionally broken when plans change. We're going to say, okay, obviously the Lord has something else for us right now. And for my case, maybe it was rest and recovery in a certain area. For your case, I don't know, and maybe we'll never be able to figure it out. But either way, if the Lord wills. And so if the Lord wills, we'll head out to Tennessee today. If the Lord wills, we'll preach at that church in the Dyersburg area of Tennessee. And if the Lord wills, we'll be home Thursday night of this week, just rejoicing in everything God has done. Our recent update has gone out, but it's not a printed update, and there's no way to print it. It's a very small update. If you receive our email updates, that has gone out. Our last one went out on paper. Well, not even that. I think the last one that went out wasn't on paper either, because we were in Alaska, and now since all of our travels, we have not been able to get a printed update out for some time. And so hopefully here in April, when we get home and have access to such things, we'll be able to get that to you. And then the other thing I would like to mention is because of the busyness of our travels and being away from the opportunities to be very in-depth in our recordings, I have not been able to present the weekly recordings that we've been doing in the book of Acts and in the book of 2nd Chronicles and in the book of Psalms. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been able to listen into those things. And so I think the Lord has just given us a little breather in this area. We can catch our breath and be able to hit the ground running again, afresh and anew. We have many opportunities coming up in the work of the ministry and are just excited about what the Lord has if the Lord wills. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your love. Thank you to those who support the work of the ministry that God has for us. I pray that this little update video and challenge has been a blessing to you. And just hang on. Let God write your story. It's a journey, and He's got something special for you, but just make sure you've got that philosophy and that principle backing it up. If the Lord wills, we shall do this or that. It's not wrong to plan, but in our planning, let's trust Him. He knows best for our day, and let's just live in the present as God has given us opportunity to do so. Have a blessed day. We love you guys. Thank you for your prayers. We'll see you soon.